Yeah, yeah. So I mean, when I got married the first time, I was 20 years old. Okay,
Wow.
I didn't really know anything about it. I didn't really have any experience with women. I had the victim mindset. I was what what guys would call a blue pilled simp type of guy, right? I was a pushover and a people pleaser type of person. Definitely not very masculine, and I actually got pressured into the marriage, right? In the eyes, I basically said, okay, fine, I'll do it. I had some reservations about how she treated me and stuff, but I said, I still did it anyway. And and really for me, the relationship was extremely abusive, emotionally abusive, to me. Right now, the interesting thing about that is that, a lot of guys don't like this viewpoint, but a huge percentage of how a woman is in a relationship is a reflection of the man that she's with, right? And again, there are some attributes, obviously, with my ex-wife that I know that are just her attributes, but some of it, yeah, I'm responsible for, right? A large portion, at least the way that she treated me. And the reason why I say that also is because you always have the option to walk as a man, right? I was just talking to one of my friends who, he had this girl that he's been dating for 3 years, and she was screaming at him and yelling at him, like all kinds of stuff. And there was a lot of stuff that went on. And I was telling him, I was like, look, the thing is, like, a lesson from this, because after he just broke up there, I was like, the big lesson is this: it's like, you should have never tolerated it from the beginning, right? So as soon as a woman yells at you, that's where you draw a boundary and you say, look, this you don't talk to me like that, right? You don't yell at me. And she can do whatever she wants. She can say fuck you, whatever. You just walk. Use the most powerful weapon you have, your feet. Okay? And then there's no power. No one can abuse you unless you let them abuse you, right? So that's the thing that I didn't understand, right? That's changed, is that I didn't understand that if you're being abused, it's your problem and it's your fault, because you're choosing to allow it to happen with any relationship in your life, aside from someone literally holding you hostage and abusing you, right? But if you're in an abusive situation, it's your fault, because you're making that choice, okay, to be in that situation, because you can leave at any time. Right now, leaving is not always the easiest thing for people, but that it doesn't absolve you from the responsibility. And so that's the whole thing, is that, and here's the thing, right? Because if you're in a relationship with a woman, okay, and let's say it doesn't matter what kind of woman she is, let's say that she disrespects you, okay, and you draw a boundary, all right, and you say, hey, look, what you did is not cool. Like, you don't, nobody talks to me like that. I don't appreciate that. Or, hey, yeah, you can't be going and doing that. Like, going out with the girls when you're dating me is not cool. Whatever it is, whatever way that she disrespects you, you draw that boundary. There's a couple things that are going to happen. One, she's going to do it again or not care, or tell you fuck off, in which case you just end it right there. Or number two, she's going to respect what you said and she's going to change her behavior. Either one is fine. Okay. So either way, it's going to work itself out, right? So either way, you're either not going to be in a relationship anymore or be seeing that person, or you're going to have someone who is respecting you and is being trained to, because, and the thing is, you train people on how to treat you. That is a very important lesson that I learned in life. You teach people how to treat you, and you can train them good or bad, right? And we know this in relationships that we're in, not even romantic relationships, where we've trained people how to treat us. We train our friend group how to treat us. If it's okay to rag on us, to whatever, to borrow money and not pay it back, like, we train people how to treat us. And so that's, that was my whole thing with my first marriage, is that I kept on trying. She kept on apologizing. I kept on trying to, like, be perfect, trying to figure out a way to, like, to change her, instead of focusing on and what my actual real options were. And I think, I don't know, to some degree, it would have happened one way or the other. Either I would have left, or she would have had to change to conform to my boundaries and respect my boundaries, right? But what ended up happening, though, was I had a lot of growth through that relationship, because since
Yeah.
I was in that situation, I had to learn how to be stoic, right? Because I had to learn that, I don't have control over the situation. I'm responsible for my own. I can't be responsible for this person's emotions. I have to be responsible for my own emotions and my own well-being and take care of myself. And then, at the end, when I, finally had enough, that's where I realized, like, look, I don't have to be here. I don't have to be in the situation. Like, I'm never going to let someone disrespect me or treat me poorly again. And then when I got into the second relationship, I came in with that, right? I mean, from the very beginning, right?
Before you get into that, though.
Yeah.
How long were you married?
19 years.
Whoa, no, your first marriage. How long were you married?
Yeah, 19 years.
From 20 to 39?
Yeah.
So, oh wow, John. I didn't know it was that long, man.
Yeah, it was a long time.
Oh wow. Okay,
Yeah.
man. All right. So you can go into how you stepped
Yeah.
into this one.
But no, when I met my current wife now, when I met her, I came in with the frame that I have lots of options. I'm not tolerating any kind of disrespect from anybody. Like, if you don't treat me the way that I want to be treated, I'll just walk. It doesn't matter. Like, I have no problem walking, right? And it's something that it doesn't need to be said. I never said that, but you can feel it, right? Don't fuck with this guy, right? And I mean, and my current wife, she had a reputation of being mean to all of her exes, and being like, one of the first things her mom said when I met her was, has she been mean to you yet? And I was like, no, she's never been mean. She never said one mean word to me at all. She's never raised her voice at me. She's never called me a name or anything. She's like, what? Right. And that's goes to my point of, she knew absolutely that there was no way that I would tolerate it in the slightest. I would just be gone. Right. And I didn't need to say that. It's just how I carried myself and how I responded to things that she knew. All I would say is, I don't like this. And that should be enough. Like, I don't like this is the harshest rebuke that I should ever have to give anyone. Right. Because that's all I have to do. Because if I say that and someone persists, I can walk. That's it. Again, now you're in a relationship, you're in a marriage, you're obviously not going to walk at the slightest. But once you've set that precedent, that's how the relationship dynamic, because whatever you set the relationship dynamic to be, that's how it stays. It does not change easily. And so since that dynamic is set, that's what it is. And she's wonderful. She treats me wonderful, treats me like a king, is wonderful. But never still hasn't yelled at me, hasn't said anything, hasn't ever been really disrespectful to me at all. Right. And so, yeah, so it's a total, but again, that's why I say a lot of it is a reflection of who you are as a man. Right. So, if you're a weak man, women will walk all over you and they will treat you bad, and they will cheat, because the same woman, she could be with one guy, she can treat him like shit, yell at him, whatever, cheat on him. Be with another guy, she worships the ground he walks on, and wouldn't dare yet raise her voice at him. Right. The difference is not the woman. Not to say that there isn't qualities of women. Of course, a woman does have qualities that, working on herself and things that she brings to the table. But women crave the leadership of a man, and especially in a relationship, they want you to set the example and to show them how to behave and give them the boundaries. Right. It's not a popular thing for me to say. A lot of women get upset when I say that. A lot of guys get upset when I say that. There's like, oh, you're treating women like a child. It is a little bit kind of like that. Like, it's not exactly like that, obviously, but women want boundaries, and they want to feel like they don't have to control things. They want a man to take charge and to take control and to take care of them, and to have clear boundaries, because they don't want you to be weak and know that if they can run your ass over, then any fucking schmo can run your ass over, or some other woman can just snatch you. And, like, they want to see that you have a backbone. You can control your temper, and be kind at the same time. Like, this is a thing that women are testing for constantly.